Hi, this is Jeannie from Trendy Tree, and today I was going to show you how I covered these styrofoam pumpkins from Walmart. I used several different fabrics, and I'll tell you about the fabrics that worked best for me and the ones that didn't. But I bought pumpkins in several different sizes, and those little small ones come in a bag from Trendy Tree, and I'll give you the link to those. I think the easiest ones to do are the thin, stretchy fabric. That navy blue was a thicker fabric and it was harder to do. The white one was actually made out of a leg warmer and you could kind of see through it. But my favorite material was the stretchy gold fabric that's thin, but it gave good coverage and it was my favorite. So the first thing we're gonna do is you take the styrofoam pumpkin and kind of gently rock the stem to pull it out. And once you pull it out, you want to make that opening just a little bit bigger, not a whole lot. If you make it too big, then your fabric won't stay in there. And cut a piece of fabric that's about the size that you need. And I can't remember exactly what the size of this one was, but you can lay your pumpkin down on the fabric and then just pull the material up, make sure that you've got enough to cover it from all sides, and then cut a square. You can round it off if you want to. And then you just pull the edges up over the pumpkin and poke them down in the center. And I just use a wooden spoon to poke it down in there. And this is where a thin material is easier to work with. The thicker materials were just harder, and I actually bought some that I didn't use. It was stretchy, but it was just still too thick and bulky, so I'll use it for something else. Now, once you get all the edges pulled up, make sure you don't have any raw edges showing, and then you can put the stem back on the pumpkin. Now, for my purposes, I did not hot glue the stem back on because I'll take these same pumpkins and I have some orange and black fabrics that I'll use for Halloween. So for me, I'm just gonna, kind of stick the stem back in there and just let it sit so I can redo it. Now, the stem, when I pull this stem off, it had a pretty big clump of glue. And I'm just showing you there that you can use the hot glue to stick it back on. But you can see, if you stuck that one back on, it's got styrofoam and old glue stuck to it. So I tried to just, get that old glue off. I trimmed off what I could with scissors, and then I used some needle nose pliers to get the rest of it off to just clean that up. You wouldn't want to stick that back on with all that styrofoam hanging on it. And I was trying to be careful, I didn't know if it would break the stem or not. It was just an experiment, but it didn't. It all that old hot glue, finally pulled off okay. But once I got that all cleaned off, then I'll just, stuck it back on the pumpkin, and it, it went down in there far enough to hold okay. Just had a really lot of hot glue on it. So that was it. And like I say, I didn't hot glue mine because I'll take that fabric off and put on some kind of Halloween. I've got some pretty orange and black material that I'm going to use. Thanks for watching. The blog will be on Trendy Tree.